Okay, so my name is John. I'm from South Korea. So South Korea is the #1 ransomware attack country in the world, according to the BBC. You know that near the South Korea who live together with, right? So we provide the ransomware prevention storage in Korea so far. So probably you only know the only way to protect the ransomware, that is the prevent the ransomware, is the backup, recovery. But we don't. We prevent the ransomware. So today, I'm very pleased to introduce a new protection methodology and technology to you. That's what I brought to you. So this technology is under the standardization in ITU. ITU, that is the International Standard Organization. So most of technology is standardized in this organization. It's a state-level standard organization. So when we heard about the cyber protection, we only heard about the network protection and endpoint protection. Simply, this technology examines the network packet on the network or examine the process on the endpoint. If it seems like malicious, it blocks it. So they work with the blacklist. They only can block the malicious when they knew already. But however, if those technology works well, we didn't see this kind of news every day. Almost every day we saw the bad news. Someone got the ransomware attack, or someone got the data breach attack. So that means network protection and endpoint protection is not enough, right? So what we do is, as you can see that in our storage, there is no protection mechanism inside. So after network protection and endpoint protection is broken, so our data can be encrypted or can be phished out. But by adding one more protection layer just in front of the storage, we can protect the data. That's the storage protection. So this storage protection is only allow pre-registered application read, write, modify, and delete. Otherwise, don't. So let me show you the one video clip. So after mount the two drive, one on the local disk, one on our drive, this technology works at system level network drive. So any application can access that file. But I'm going to run the ransomware after mounting the two drive. So as you can see that in the center, that is a ransomware. After mounting the two drive, I'm going to run it. As you can see that the files on the local drive, that is encrypted, but the files on our drive is safe because our drive examines what application tries to do what. If that application does not pre-register, in case they cannot modify it. So anybody can use this technology, because if you can use the Windows Explorer, that means you can use this technology. It's a piece of cake, right? So this technology is very simple. After mounting your existing storage to our storage protection server and provide a network drive to your PCs or servers, it works well on the Linux server as well, not only for the Windows. So after provide the network drive, if any application runs on that drive, only the pre-registered application access that file. So again, although the application run on our PCs, that have to passing through our network drive. So behind the network drive, there is an application examination module. So only pre-registered application reach that file. So let me play one more video clip. At this moment, I did not register the Microsoft Word as a pre-registered application. In case if I open the Microsoft Word file, as you can see, the file is not opened because Word.exe is not pre-registered. However, after register Word.exe, as you can see that the Word can open that in our storage protection server. So to make sure it requires the admin of storage protection server type the OTP code and password. So although your PC or your server is fully compromised by the malware, they have to type the OTP code. No one can do that without having the OTP code, right? It's crystal clear, protecting your data from the data breach malware or ransomware. So it doesn't need to change your application at all. Just adding your application to our storage protection server. To make it sure, I will drag out one file to the desktop. As you can see that after registering the Word, as you can see that Word will start to open the file, right? To make it sure, I will drag it out the one file to the desktop. But Windows Explorer was not pre-registered. So after I drag it out, if I open the file on the desktop, the file was not opened because Word take it out fake file. So to make it surely understood how we work as a system software level, not the application level. We work below the kernel. So storage protection technology protects the data in the network drive. So against ransomware and data breach malware attack while using data. People can easily use that data. And then from the storage standpoint, we know what application try to open what type of file. Following the extension, we easily know what application needed to what data. That's the storage protection does. So again, for your clear understanding, let me explain one more diagram. So malware, if you are already using the endpoint protection in your host, endpoint protection is also kind of the application from the kernel OS standpoint, right? Malware kill the endpoint protection software first, and then it can encrypt it, or they can take out all your data. However, our technology run below the kernel. So to attack us, they have to attack the system driver. If they does, they kill the OS first, and then naturally the malware died together. So we run separate with the host. So all data should have passing through network drive, and then on our side, on our storage protection server, examine what application asking what. So only pre-registered application return the real file with read-write attribute. Otherwise, return the fake file with read-only. If the fake file is breached out, in case nothing to lose from the owner standpoint, right? And furthermore, in the beginning, when we developed it, we didn't provide any file. In case, there are some applications keep asking file. If the file system didn't return anything, in case such as the vaccine, it needs to examine all files. So if from the storage do not provide any file to the application, some application keep asking up until they return the file. If they does, it make your PC slow. And it seems like it's work like the DDoS attack. However, by passing the fake file, from the storage standpoint, nothing to lose. And it is more effective and efficient than any kind of preventative technology. That's what we can bring. So this technology run as a cloud or small on-premise device, or you can install as an on-premise license onto your hardware. So it's very easy to deploy it if anyone can use Windows Explorer in case. And furthermore, following the size of organization, we provide a storage protection team, SMB, enterprise, and besides that, we provide storage protection for server. If you are running the Linux or Windows servers, you can protect your data securely. So this technology already passed the FIPS 14-2, and we are under the CC testing. So after this testing, if you got the certificate, we will gonna provide free license to all public organizations as a celebration like that. So, and if you are familiar with the AWS or Azure, so you can easily find our solution named the filing box. And then compared to earlier protection solution or mechanism, what the unique point of the storage protection is, if I summarize it in 3. So number 1, that is the storage-centric data protection technology. So far, no one think about the protect the data from the storage standpoint. We already try to protect data on the application level or the network level. However, if we protect the data from the storage standpoint, it is more cost-effective and efficient because we know what data will be used by what application. So because of that, it is very cost-effective than any other application, compared to the vaccine, especially. Because the existing the protection mechanism needed to examine all data packet on the network, all application running on the PCs. It needs a lot of computing power. However, we know what data will be accessed by what application. We already know that. Only the case it got the real file. Otherwise, provide a fake file. This is the first technology awake the people to protect the data from the storage standpoint. It exactly works like the firewall on the file system. When we use a network, we always thinking about the firewall to protect our data. But when we use the file system, we never think about this kind of methodology. So because of that, it is under the standard international technology standardization in the ITU. So that's the first differentiation point. And second, this technology is the complementary technology rather than replacement. I'm not talking about get rid of your network protection or endpoint protection. Working area of storage protection is different. Using your network protection and endpoint protection like you use, but by adding the one more extra protection layer to your storage, make sure your data cannot be breached out, cannot be encrypted by the ransomware. It is a complementary technology rather than replacement technology. That is the second feature. And third one, at last, this is the human error prevention technology. My main is to avoid the ransomware attack or data breach attack, we touching our staff members. We try to educate them. But as we know, people are not easily changed. In my standpoint, rather than spending your time and money training your staff members, just provide the right technology, protect your data. Because we are the human being, anytime we can be seduced by the attackers. By mistake, if I run any malware, the data can be fished out, can be encrypted. The education or training staff members is not the solution. Just provide right solution to the staff members. That is more easier and it is more secure. Relying on the unexpected the user behavior. Yeah, that's the last point of the storage protection technology. Okay, so that's what I brought here, and then I brought one more coupon. So if anyone wanted to test it on your Windows PC, so with this you can test it right away. So we are provide, as I told you, it is running on the cloud already, and then you can use it. And then if you stop our booth, you can see the small NAS. If your team member only 5 or 10, just using the handy-sized small NAS, it's not expensive, but your data surely expensive. So by saving your data by saving your data on the storage protection server, make your data secure and convenient. Okay, that's the whole my presentation. So yeah, take your any card. Okay, thank you for listening.
Thank you.